Hello everyone, in today's video I want to talk with you about this year's Hidden Quantum Champions Award. I've already mentioned that in the 1-year anniversary video that this is going to happen, so I already gave you a bit of a teaser. And today's video I want to talk a little bit about the logistics of it, what we are actually planning to do, and give you some more insight into this great event that we are planned. So if you are interested in learning more and if you want to understand how you can actually contribute to this event, then today's video is exactly right for you, so stay tuned. As always, before we get to the video, I recommend you to get yourself something to drink. This way you stay hydrated throughout the video, and I promise you today's is gonna be a bit shorter than what you usually do with me. So I want to quickly talk about a couple of different points throughout the video. I want to start by giving you a bit of an overview about what we are actually planning in terms of this award. Then I want to talk a little bit about the criteria to actually become one of the companies. So I will talk a little bit later about the award itself, right? And it's going to be for companies. I want to talk about the nomination process, about the jury that we actually want to set up for this award. I want to talk a little bit about the prize that the companies will actually get, about the logistics of the event itself, so how you can actually see it, how you can become part of this let's say live experience. Then I want to talk a little bit about I want to end up with somewhat of a call to action and then conclude the whole video. And with that, let's start right into it. So as you know, the Hidden Champions is really about democratizing education around the quantum technology ecosystem. That is what this specific series that we launched more than a year ago, that is more than 120 videos on this YouTube channel here. It's all about getting people to know about quantum technology in general. That includes the let's say technological stack, so the let's say physical technology, as well as the software that is around it, the community, and so on and so forth. And that mainly includes companies that you have not heard of yet in the mainstream media. So I'm not going to talk about the next big experiment that IBM launched, because that one you will anyway see in the media. This channel is more about, what is serious is actually more about talking about the ones that you have not heard about yet, so the startups that are, let's say, being created within this ecosystem. And that's basically what the Hidden Quantum Champions are about, and it includes, as I said, not only the hardware, but also the software and the community building around that. So we also talked about community platforms, open communities, business communities, and so on and so forth that are part of this network. Now, we want to give all of them a chance to, let's say, win a prize here. And for that, the first criterion that needs to be fulfilled is the company or the association needs to be part of this Hidden Quantum Champions series. So we only want to award this prize to entities that are part of the series and not to somebody outside. But I mean, still we are at 120 videos, so there's a lot of companies to choose from, and I will talk a little bit later about when this event is going to happen, so there will be even more companies to choose from. Other than that, we don't have any specific criteria that have to be fulfilled. So we will allow companies to be part of the prize from every different size. So that can be a one-person company, as in like maybe some influencer that has, or somebody who's creating content on quantum that we might feature, all the way up to big organizations like, for example, NVIDIA, that we've also featured, right? Which is probably at this point where I'm recording this, by market capitalization, the largest company on this planet. So we are open to all sizes, and we are also open to all locations, right? Because we have featured companies that are here from Europe, but we also have American ones, we have Chinese ones, we have Indian companies. So we're very much open. This is a global initiative. And this is also a call to open that up global. There's no specific level of maturity either, if we are talking about the technology stack, right? So the company can have products that they're already selling to customers, but it can also be in the concept stage where they have shown early traction by generating research paper, maybe some early studies, and thereby collected interest and money from investment landscape. That's about the companies that can contribute. Now, a couple of words about the nomination process. So we want to have a jury, And that jury is also going to do the nominations, right? So they're going to pick from the content that we have on the YouTube channel here. For this jury, and I will talk a little bit about what we want to see for the jury later on. So for this jury, we have, of course, all the videos that are created here, but this is hours of content, so nobody's going to watch all of these. We have the short videos that usually summarize the companies, which is already maybe a bit faster to consume, even though I know it's an AI avatar. People have complained already a lot about that in the comments, but that already helps to summarize things a bit faster and to get an overview faster. But besides that, we will also have structured documents. So in the background of all of what you can see here, there's a lot of stuff that has already happened, including transcription of the videos and so on and so forth, that we are leveraging and that we factored into, let's say, structurization ideas of this whole landscape. So looking at it from the outside, you see all of these videos about the different companies, but internally we have much more provided. And I will also talk a little bit about that on this channel later on, because it is going to be part of the course that we are launching. I've talked about that before. If you are interested in knowing more about it, there's a link below where you can find some more information about this. But to wrap it up in a very brief couple of words, so we are going to launch a course about the quantum ecosystem. This is mainly going to target leadership teams in the quantum ecosystem that want to understand the competitive landscape, for example, or also the partnership landscape. This is going to target people that are willing to invest into companies from the quantum landscape to basically get an understanding of the broad landscape and the technological basics, as well as, let's say, companies that are looking into making strategic mergers and acquisitions, mainly acquisitions, I guess, into quantum startups. So these are the target audiences. This is what we launched the course for. Link is down in the video. With that, we close this little advertisement and we go back to where we came from, which is the discussion about the prize and the nomination process. So the jury will then basically use those resources that we make available, so all the videos and all the internal research data and structured data, to basically nominate companies for specific award category. Part of these categories we will come up with. Part of that is also based on the feedback that you, for example, give below this video in the comments by saying you would like to have a prize for XYZ kind of thing, right? Now, a couple of words about the jury. So who do we want to have in this jury? Well, first of all, the people that we want to have in there, they should have a certain background, either in the quantum technology sector, or so in the quantum technology itself, or in quantum physics, or in the quantum technology ecosystem. So they should have some background and understanding about, let's say, either the theory or the academic side of things or the market side of things. So they should be considered, let's say, professionals in this background. This can include both academic professionals, right? So people that have been working in the field for a long time, as well as professionals from the industry, people that have, let's say, an industrial background, that have, I don't know, co-founded and sold a company or something like that. What is important here is we want to keep this as unbiased as possible. So I consider academia to be relatively unbiased. Of course, I mean, certain spin-offs are, let's say, tied close to certain companies. I know that. On the corporate side, for example, what I would like to avoid is that we have somebody who's voting for their own company, right? So ideally somebody who sits a little bit above or outside, who is not charged completely or not biased completely towards a specific company or towards a specific modality of quantum technology or something like that. There will also be maybe we will also have a community award. I think it would be a nice idea to have a community award. Have to decide still how we are going to structure this, if we are going to have you vote about the community award, if we are using numbers that are being generated, like which video got the most likes, which video got the most views. This is for us to be figured out, and I will share this information along the journey with you as we are figuring this out. Now, a couple of words about the prize. So we will have a physical item, a physical prize. And this is being handcrafted as we are speaking today by some artists. I don't want to spoiler too much about what it's going to be, what it's going to look like, but what I can tell you is we spend a lot of time in finding the right artist to actually create this. We spend a lot of time in coming up with that idea, and I can tell you it's going to be a very, very unique item that you will probably not find in any other award. There's not any prize or trophy that looks similar to this. So this is really going to be a unique item. And we are also going to share with you some media about this item as we are moving closer to the award, also within the award ceremony, of course. And then later on, once the awards are, let's say, being awarded, we will, of course, also ship these to the winners of the prizes. I don't want to spoiler again too much about it for now, but likely we are also going to have some behind the scenes material for you on that later. Now about the logistics of the event. So this year, and maybe we will have one again next year. This year, the event is going to happen towards the end of the year. So we think about October, November timeframe. So in the winter time. And this is going to be an online event. So we are going to host this completely online. We will not have any, let's say, specific location. That way, for now, we can make it open to as many people as possible from all different countries all over the world that want to join us in the live stream, that want to participate in this event. We will announce the exact date, of course, as we are, let's say, moving closer to it, but you can already, let's say, note for yourself, October, November timeframe is going to be the time at which we are going to talk about that, or at which this will actually be live. And yeah, more information about that to come. Now, I talked about the jury, right? And I talked about what is the profile of people that we would like to see. And I would like to actually call you to an action, because I would like you to nominate people to us. So if you know somebody that is fulfilling these requirements, or that you think would be interesting for such a jury, then please share this name with us. Please share the contact details of that person with us. You can, for example, send us an introduction email to HQC, Hidden Quantum Champions, at polaris.one. So I will also put it down for you in the video description. If you don't want to send an email, you can also fill out a form that we are going to link for you also down below in the video description. With that, there is nothing else for me to say in today's video than to thanking you for joining me again for today's video, for joining us along with this whole journey of the Hidden Quantum Champions. I'm super excited about this award, because I think it comes for a lot of people, for a lot of companies, likely also completely out of the blue, and that definitely makes me very excited. I'm very excited to also share, let's say, to use this as a platform to share with all of you, and to give these companies some space to be recognized for all of the great work that they are doing. So I'm really excited, and I'm really looking forward for that. With that, thanks again for watching today's video, and looking forward to share with you more in the upcoming videos. Until then, bye bye.